Through the scope. This is Queese.
B.
E.
Appreciate everybody's rocking with the channel. Don't forget that subscribe button. Salute. Appreciate everybody's been rocking with us so far.
Thanks for the love.
Thank you.
On this beautiful Sunday, man. So we back at it. We got actually a bunch of topics today. Kind of come over. Kind of see what y'all thoughts on it. I think these are a little bit layered, but the first one we're gonna get into is y'all seen that Blue Streak was announced, right? The
Blue Streak 2.
Blue Streak 2?
Yeah, Blue Streak 2.
What about it?
Before that, though, Scary Movie was announced again with the Wayans, right?
Right.
Yep, they did Beetlejuice.
All these movies, like all these redones, all these remakes that they doing, and that's pretty much what it's gonna be. It's gonna be either remakes or
Spinoffs.
Spinoffs or continuations of.
You got this done behind Wicked with the spinoff from Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, so that's all we seeing these days, right? So people been complaining about a lack of originality in the movie industry,
right?
But you also had the same complaints for music.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
To a degree,
so,
yes.
Out of both of those main, because they the main players as far as entertainment, music and movies, right?
Okay.
Outside of sports, right? Sports is its own thing,
right?
But which industry is more stagnant out of the two?
That's a tough one.
Like, which industry you feel like is like, yo, it's been very minimal advancement.
I say music. I'm going with music.
You going with music?
Why you going with music? My bad. Before we get into why you going with music, what do you say?
I was sitting back thinking about this for, some days, and it's hard to say because, like you said, they both are stagnant. I say you going with music?
I gotta go with music. Are we just talking all genres of music or just certain genres?
I mean the genres, right? The genres.
All right, about to say because the genres I know. If it's the genres I'll stay in, then I'm gonna say yes, music.
Yeah.
All right, music.
You gonna go with music?
Yeah. I mean, I can make a case for both, but yeah.
You gonna go with music? All right, I'm gonna go with movies.
You can make a case that movies is more stagnant than music.
Yeah, for sure. Please explain. Movies got what? 5, 6, whatever, 7 different genres, right?
Absolutely.
Right. It ain't even individual movies that's being stagnant. It's the whole genres these days. Like the whole genres. When the last time you seen a horror movie that was scary? When the last time you see a horror movie that wasn't about some ghost that moved in the house? Lady decided to move in the house and it's a ghost that been there for 30 years waiting for somebody to pop up.
It's the same. Nah, hold up. What was the joint they just did last year for Thanksgiving? That was all right.
What, the Thanksgiving?
It was called Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it was called Thanksgiving.
They did same synopsis like that before.
New.
Yeah, like
it wasn't nothing new.
Not new, but
it's the same stories over and over.
Yeah,
that's why when we get a movie that pushes the boundary a little bit,
like what?
They get praised, like Oppenheimer.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? Like when you get certain movies that just do a little bit more detail, people go crazy.
But see, I think the reason why I pick music over movies because with movies, you have so many different, like you said, you got so many different genres you can tap into. Right. You got action, you got comedy,
right? You
got horror, you got the dramas and all that stuff. And as far as action go, you got multiple ways you can go in action movies.
They all be like the same thing though. It'd be like a robber that they try to catch. Yeah, it'd be like the same type of stuff. Like
100 people die.
A buddy cop joint. Yeah. It's like the same type of action. Fast and the Furious 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like
man, I don't count.
So with him,
no, I don't count those.
But with what he said with music too, also is the fact that it's like every song that you hear is something from the past. Yeah. Like before, they used to just take a little snippet.
Yeah, they used to sample it. They used to sample here and there. Now it's a remake of a song.
They take the whole song now and the hook.
Beat, hook,
like,
cadence. And you sitting here like, yo, like I heard this like 5 times already.
You know what I mean?
We just listened to somebody just do the whole Quiet Storm
Mobb
Deep song. And like I'm like, all right, that's Quiet Storm. What they about to do with this? And then you hear them singing, you're like, all right, yo, you should have touched this. You just shouldn't have touched it.
But then they had a little flavor on it. They had a little thing to kind of make it a little bit different.
It's the same song.
It's the same song. And then even if they add a little flavor on it,
it's not that much of a difference to me.
Like, it doesn't make that much significant difference.
The reason I'm saying music ain't stagnant, because think about y'all talk about like it's a tier of different artists. If y'all talking about the mainstream guys, or the mainstream people, none of them are the same. They all different. Cole is different from Drake. Drake different from Kendrick.
Do they even count anymore at this point as far as in this conversation?
Even go to the B tier. Ross is different from Future. Travis Scott is different from Future.
But I consider those dudes are I consider all those that you just talking about
Biggest consumption of music.
I'm just saying, I consider all those your top echelon, meaning the bulls that made their name already.
Mm-hmm.
They solidified where they at, and right now they're just coasting off of what they solidified their name at.
Right.
They're not bringing nothing new to the game.
Right.
music
So
ain't-
what? So where
yeah.
where they at? I'm gonna leave like
They reached their plateau.
Yeah, they reached their plateau. They're there. When I'm looking at music, I'm talking about what's coming behind them.
But
What's
music hasn't made any new stars. So
that's what I'm
unfortunately,
saying. So it's been the same
but, I'm
stuff.
saying, but unfortunately, that's the highest consumption of music still.
I agree.
So if you talking about the lion's share of what people listening to, you still got to judge them off of them guys because unfortunately, ain't nobody else
if
can
you judge
ring.
Like, I don't even feel, is there any R&B artists, especially male R&B
like,
artists?
Exactly. Like, do we got an R&B artist? I can say, yo, I can't wait. Like, he's
Yeah.
he's the next up, or she's the next up. Same
Yeah.
thing with rappers. Like, he's the next
I mean,
up.
it's plenty of them. It just depends on how you doing. Like people saying Giveon was next up.
He was,
Brent
but then they faded
Fayez.
out.
All these dudes are different from each other.
I know, but they faded out.
Lucky Day, they didn't fade out. They didn't fade. They still sell.
Lucky Day, but Lucky Day is, but again with
But
them.
even with them though, most of their songs is the same old love songs. I mean, how many times
That's
can
R&B.
you say I love you?
That's R&B. That's what y'all.
But I mean, but they're not making a song to me that be
They're
like,
not
oh,
breaking
R&B
right.
was the same thing back in the day. They were just dirty macking.
yeah, but you
It's
had
the same
classics.
thing.
They're not making classics.
Right, and that's,
They making classics for their era. I mean, it gotta get.
I wouldn't say they're not making classics. To me, there's
Classic
more like
is timeless
but
though.
They're not.
These songs came out 2 years ago.
They're not breaking any new ground to me as far as music. I haven't heard a major like a massive hit from them. I've heard good songs.
Yeah.
I've heard good songs.
Right.
I haven't heard a massive hit come out yet that's just like, all right, yo, that's a hit.
Yeah, that's fire.
Well, you
Yeah.
got to look at both genres because Summer Walker came out. SZA dominated the whole charts last year. She R&B, that count. So I mean, they making hits. It's still people that got hits that's making them.
For the time, I'm talking about a hit that where you gonna say, yo, 20 years from now, that still is gonna be a banger.
You can't say that when it's 3 years into the song.
Yes,
Like,
you could. Yo, you can tell a hit. From
Yeah,
you,
some songs,
Some
you know.
songs when you heard it,
Yeah.
you like, yo, that's the joint. Like that's the joint right there. Like
yeah,
it's a
for
rap
its
for
time.
that.
There's so many songs that been popping and that was hits that died off with the new generation. Just depending
True.
on
It's
how
right.
classic it is.
but you already knew that was going to happen.
Right, some of the songs you
Some
can see
songs
that.
you already
you
can
see
tell.
that like that's a timepiece. That's
Yeah,
a period.
you know,
that's a
that's a
period
2 week.
piece.
That's
Yeah,
2 weeks.
That's a period piece. That's not
Yeah.
all. That's not.
But
I
hits
can't
and
be wrong.
classics ain't got nothing to do with like who
But-
more stagnant or not, because
but-
you don't judge it by hits. Like, oh, they make more
No,
hits
but
than
I
stagnant.
judge it by what's coming out of it. Like what new grounds are they making? Like I haven't heard a new artist to say, yo, like they are either making a different mark on the game that nobody else. Like I was saying, the difference between with the music and the movies is. With a movie, to me, with a movie, you can see from when they broadcast it, when they announce it, or when they say it's coming, you can either gonna get excited about the project or you're not gonna get excited about the project. With an artist, but basically, you don't even. Some of these artists is like, unless you like a true fan, you don't even hear they working on the project halfway through it, or even when it's almost about to be completed or put out. To where you didn't even get a chance to get excited about it in the first place because you didn't even know they was working on it. So to me, like it's and there's no artist out there that's right now to say you got an artist right now. You saying, yo, you waiting for them to make another project? Just a general project,
Like,
regardless of what it is.
Stagnant for me
Yeah,
in
all
music
my
is,
favorite artists.
even if they're my favorite artist, Stagnant for me is I need you to come out with something that's going to catch me. Even if you're my favorite artist, like if you're coming out with your same style and doing the same old.
I feel like we give our favorite artists a little leeway to
but
making a song.
But you gotta give me something that's gonna be like, oh,
That's
you know
what I'm saying.
I mean?
Yeah, I feel like we give our favorite artists a little bit more leeway than a new artist when they make a song.
It depends what y'all look at as far as being a new artist though, because in a situation like it's dudes that been out for a while that y'all never even heard they songs and they sell 200K first week, which means the whole world know about them. It's just y'all don't. They not targeting y'all, so it don't mean they ain't doing nothing wrong because it is hitting people. They selling more than everybody else, but they ain't coming to y'all. Playboy Cardi music ain't getting to you, and he one of the most popular artists in the world rap wise.
No, it ain't getting to me. I heard it. I didn't like it. Don't say it ain't getting to me. I hear some of his songs. I'm not
You
a
heard
fan.
some, but
I'm not a fan of them. Right,
Right, but you heard
So
some.
none of his songs court me to the point where I'm like, I
You
want to
can't
check
say
it out.
none of his songs if you heard 3 and he got 1,000.
No.
Like, that's what I'm saying. It don't work like that.
It's
Like,
not even about 3, 5, or 10. If I don't hear a song that's going to make me say, you know what, I want to see what else this dude is doing, then it doesn't
it
matter. I
depends
don't
when
care
you
how
listen.
many
If
songs
they
you
early
made.
in they process and they 3 years in, you don't. Sometimes these guys don't become full artists till like 5, 6 years in.
Regardless, I can still if you do a song that's a major song to where it's even a hit, whether it's a hit with a genre that I'm listening to or my age group or not, I'm going to hear it one way or another. It's either going to be on social media or somewhere.
But content matter though. If he talking about being with girls at a
But
party
that's
and
my
going to
point.
college,
But that's what I'm saying. If he don't bring me something to where I can,
That's
where
why I
I
said
hear
something
it,
different.
right? To where I hear it to say, you know what, I want to check it out to see what else he making. I'll
but
give
he don't
somebody.
got. But that ain't a fell on him. He don't got to. He 20. Why he rapping about content you want to hear
It's
about?
it's not just content. I'm just saying. I'm not judging everybody just on content. I'm judging everybody on music, just plain music, not
Music
just
is
content.
subjective.
So for you,
Right, but it doesn't matter about your content. It's first of all, I'm checking your music out. Then when I go to your
So
music, then I start dissecting your
well,
content.
let me ask you this: for you, stagnant is what? If they putting out music, whether it's good or not, that's not stagnant, or
No, because it's not good to. It might not be good to you, but to be stagnant don't mean it ain't good to you. It could be good for other people, which means it's not stagnant.
so we can say
you
anything
can't say
about movies
individual-
though too, right?
No, because the whole world movie. If you see a 2 of a movie that came out 10 years ago, that's stagnant. No matter who it is, who it's targeted at. It's
But there's a
stagnant.
lot of movies out that are in part twos that we don't hear about, but a lot of people might go see them on the low.
Right, you could say the genre. Like if you just admitted to me that it's the same stories of before, then the stagnant. You already agree.
I know,
But
but I'm
the
saying
thing-
there's movies that are not the same from
stories.
before.
But see, I
We
disagree.
talked about Marvel being stagnant here
Yes.
before.
Yes, we
Yeah,
did.
And
Yes, we have.
Marvel is the biggest slice of pie in the movie industry.
Well,
So
they-
if the biggest slice
What?
of pie,
But they was.
no matter, they still sell way more
Well,
than everybody else.
right, they did. But
So if the biggest
They-
slice of the pie is stagnant,
But if you going by recent numbers, they're not stagnant anymore. They broke through their stagnance. They joined the projects they put after the Deadpool project. They put out the stuff they put out. Everybody getting a little bit more hype and excited.
nobody's hyping and talked about that act of the series. I don't know what
Huh?
else you're talking about. Nobody else hype about
The
nothing.
movies.
Or Venom.
Or Venom. So what
Yeah.
I don't count Venom as Marvel because that's
I'm just
Sony.
saying every movie
That's Sony.
they
over
haven't
there.
dropped.
I'm just saying
They
superhero movies.
they haven't dropped anything since Deadpool and
They're
Wolverine.
not going to because the next movie, they next big movie ain't dropping till next year in February. That's what I'm
so
saying.
before
Everybody-
that,
we
they
already
were
knew that was
stagnant.
gonna be
Their
big,
last
I said Deadpool probably got them out their static because I'm hearing people talking about, yo, I want to see what Captain America New World is going to be about. I want to see. I'm hearing people saying they back to saying. I
But
wanna
that
see what
don't
that's
make
about.
something not stagnant because people excited about the next movie. That don't mean nothing. If Will Smith got a movie, you a fan, you want to see it. His last 10 could have been stagnant. That don't mean nothing. If you want to see something, that don't mean it's not stagnant. People like stagnant. Like people like that sometimes. People can say Drake music is stagnant, but he still sell 400K. That don't mean it's not stagnant. It's not confusing.
It's not confused. I'm just trying to figure out what you mean.
You
It's not
telling me?
stagnant.
So it's in the eye
You
of the
telling me?
beholder.
He telling me because people want to see it. It means it's not stagnant. That ain't got nothing. One don't got nothing to do with the other.
So then, what do you consider stagnant? Because if it's just based off of just remakes, that's not stagnant.
No, stagnant is based off of go down to the plot. Remember, I'm using words that y'all had in conversation. So y'all have said, yo, it's the
No,
same
say
thing over and
y'all.
over.
He said plot. He said plot with the hero.
No,
thing.
I'm saying you have said these movies are the same thing over and over. That is the
And I said
basic
the same thing
definition
about music, too.
That is the basic definition of stagnant. So you agree the movie industry is stagnant.
No, I don't agree. The music industry is
I mean, not
stagnant.
music. The movie industry is stagnant. If you said they doing the same thing over and over, that's
That's
stagnant.
what he said.
No, you've said it in previous conversations.
What-
You have never praised them for originality in movies and anything. You say they go through the same story and the same villains all the time.
With
That
most
is definition of stagnant.
yeah, with most superheroes. But you're talking about one area of movies.
I said horror movies are stagnant.
We didn't talk about no horror movies on here till today.
No, I'm talking about when I just brought it up.
Yeah.
I brought up many other genres that are stagnant. Rom-coms are stagnant. It's the same love story over and over.
But the problem with that is it's been like that since movies came out. So if you gonna say the movie and it's been stagnant since it came out, it's been always been the same tier. If you go back to the 80s, it was the same freaking storyline.
So you making my point. If it's still
But
the
you're
same
saying
way
it's been
since the 80s,
stagnant
it's
for the
stagnant.
last 20 something years. Then
No, I said it's just stagnant. I'm saying it's stagnant. I didn't say when it was stagnant. I said it is more stagnant than music. If you telling me something been the same since the 80s, then you made my point.
But the music has been doing the same stuff since the 80s too. Everybody
you're
been
lying.
doing.
The rappers from the 80s ain't the same like the 90s.
Stop,
90s
stop,
from the 2000s.
Hold, stop. You're gonna tell me the rappers from the 80s didn't take a bunch of old jazz
Taking a
beats?
bunch of stuff
No,
don't mean it's same.
take a bunch of old James
Look
jazz
at the
beats and
quality
make
of
them-
rappers. None of them were the same. None of them back in the 80s are like
The
DMX.
style,
None of them
man.
are like, oh,
The
that means you
style.
ain't stagnant. What you mean?
But
If you're
you gotta-
different, you're not stagnant.
But you get to bring your own individual style to a music genre as opposed you don't bring an individual style to a movie industry.
what are you talking about?
You're talking about the rappers are
Right,
different.
I'm
Yeah,
talking about the category of movies has been stagnant.
But if you're talking about the category, if you're saying in categories with rap, R&B,
Because movies ain't individual, so you got to weigh it differently on the schedule. One is about the genre, the actors, all that is all stagnant. So y'all been saying The Rock played the same character every movie. You said Will Smith played the same
said
character every movie.
right, that's been
These
his
are
whole
two of
career.
the biggest people in
Yeah,
movies
yeah.
that you just said are stagnant. So
I just-
you. if you say play the same movie, same character, it's stagnant, man.
I would say they play the same. If they play the same
But
movie style of movie.
I feel like
if
that's about some of the music that come out too. Like they may be coming out with more music, but it's still the same thing. It's still the same type of beat. It's still the same
Have
style.
you heard of Yeet before?
Who?
Yeet.
No.
That's what I'm saying. That's the third. That's the next tier of what all the kids are listening to. So if you talking about stagnant, if we already went through the big dogs and we said they not stagnant.
You ain't heard.
Then
But if I listen to him and he's doing the same, if he's saying the same thing, the same style, it's stagnant.
You heard Yeet. You just don't know who he's talking about. I played you a Yeet song before in my joint and one playlist. You just don't know who he's talking about.
But then his sample size is one song.
What you saying about music? I mean, about movies. Everybody's still rapping about gold chains. They still rapping about.
Well, the content,
girls.
the content,
everything's still the same.
The content's been the same.
There's nothing different then.
If you gonna go right, if you gonna go to that category, the content's
everything's
been all
the same.
The content's never changed neither.
Yeah, that's not true. Suicide rap and depressive rap has took a rise, and it was never like that in the 80s, like it is today. All these kids rap about that. The content has changed. These kids talking about damn near hurting themselves, regardless of what it is. They ain't rapping about gold chains all the time. They talking about being depressed over a girl, might taking their life all the like. They talking different. That's how Juice WRLD got so famous, because that's the type of music he was making.
He what?
Depression music,
what
man.
They call it emo music.
The emo music took a rise. That's different.
Emo music.
Emo music wasn't popular like that back then. So the music industry has took.
But that became to me a stagnant because everybody started doing it to where every time you turn around, somebody was rapping about the same content. I'm dying. I'm on drugs. I'm on lean. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. It became another stagnant field to me because everybody started doing it.
The only reason I say music is more stagnant is because when y'all get these dudes that make songs that y'all don't like, they be out the rap game in like a year or 6 months. Like music quickly kicks them out. Movies ain't the same thing. Like these,
to me, it's kicking them out because they're not coming with anything different.
But they recognize that, and then they don't get, and then they're gone. So it's not like music is constantly shifting through people. You are gonna find diamonds in the rough. Movies is a lot harder. Like how many great movies y'all seen this year? In the last 3 years, name some great movies y'all seen. I bet y'all struggle to get to 5. That's new.
But then again, that's the eye of the beholder. Like the movie you just named.
I'm talking about you. Have you seen 5 great movies
judge,
like this?
So
we can't qualify that.
I am. I'm a hard judge.
If you struggling and ain't 5 great movies, then we got
I might
issue.
say great. I mean, not great. Other people might say it was
or
great.
even good. Now I'm talking to you though. If you can't name
if you say what Avatar: The Way of the Water, last one. You know what I mean?
You liked Avatar?
No.
Oh, okay. But
I'm saying I can find 5 people that did.
Oh, I can find millions of people that like Avatar.
That's what I'm saying.
Right, but
that's just me.
Right, but y'all did the same. Y'all can't change the flow of the conversation. And when y'all was doing music, y'all was talking about yourselves. Now we talking about movies. Y'all talking about other people.
No, music the same thing though.
No.
You naming people that are on the low.
When I brought up music, y'all kept telling me that nobody crossed your radar. First person. So now when I'm
saying the same thing about the movie.
No,
I said Avatar.
You passing it to other people. You said nah, but other people might like it.
I can say the same thing about the music too.
But you didn't know.
But I'm saying
you didn't know.
I did in a way. You just didn't listen. It's the same thing with the music.
You trying to avoid the question because you don't got any answers.
The question is to me. I said it was the eye of the beholder. If you wind it back, I said it's in the eye of the beholder.
But I'm asking you. Name me 5 great movies you've seen. You can't tell me
one.
But
I didn't want some of those movies that were at the top. I didn't want to see them because that's not what I prefer to look at.
Why do you want to see it? What did you say?
Because it's not something I don't like long movies.
What did you say when Blue Streak 2 was announced?
I said I wasn't going to say it.
No. You said a little bit more than that. What did you say when it was?
I said I don't want to see it.
Nah.
I said you told me I like one. And I said I don't remember liking one.
Yeah, you said they keep making the same movie again.
Yeah, okay, yeah. And I said that about music too. Though.
That's stagnant though.
But I said that about music.
But you don't listen to new music, so it's kind of hard for you to be like that.
But there's movies out there that I haven't seen that might have been good, but I just didn't want to see them.
What y'all think more industry stagnant right now? Is it music or movies? Now we can agree they both stagnant in some part, but which one you think is more stagnant than the other? If you might agree they're same.
You know what? Before you close it, I got a different question for you. Which one do you think is going to have the most impact on society if it stays stagnant? The loss of movies or the loss of music?
Probably movies. Because music is so many different.
I don't know.
There's so many different styles of music that everywhere else could be up, like country and all that stuff. And
but I don't know.
Let me add to it.
The rap and R&B's.
With the new president, that is going to give people new content on both the music and the movies.
Of course, but I'm
to bring them back up.
I will hope. We don't know, but I I'm gonna go with music because I think music gets you through a lot of things that I don't think movies can get you through.
Oh yeah, music.
Like depression,
Music
love,
affects
life.
the soul.
Yeah, I think music gets you through a lot more trying times. Like you could be struggling in life, you could be struggling in a relationship, struggling whatever. You hear a good song that can, help you get through that.
Yeah.
It ain't a movie I can say, yo, I watched that. Yo, that picked me back up. I'm ready to go out here and fight somebody. I'm ready to go out here and get my life together. But you hear a good song, a good music song, like the way it almost identifies with, like with everything you're going through. Yeah, I think if music stays stagnant, I think that more might affect society than movies to me.
Yeah. All right, now you go ahead.
Well, let us know what y'all think. Put it in the comments. It's Through the Scope. Peace.